welcome back to my channel. I am Brianna Lentz, and today we are going to be talking about 50 Christmas cross-stitch ornament patterns. Well, welcome back, you guys. I'm so happy to have you. If this is the first time that you're seeing one of my 50 videos, hello, I am Brianna Lentz, and I am here to share 50 cross-stitch patterns with you. And today I'm sharing 50 Christmas cross-stitch ornament patterns. Previously, I have shared 50 Christmas cross-stitch patterns, 50 fall cross-stitch patterns, 50 Halloween patterns, and today we're just talking about ornaments. So I am so happy that you found me, and I hope that you enjoy today's video. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be talking about 50 cross-stitch ornament patterns from 25 designers. I counted and I double checked, 25 designers in total, and we're going to be talking about some new designers that I haven't mentioned here before. And so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be talking and referring to my post at briannalentz.business. So I will be looking down at my laptop, and I will be talking in chronological order as I have them listed at briannalentz.com under my 50 popular Christmas cross-stitch patterns at briannalentz.com. I'll have it linked down below. So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to find the pattern that I'm talking about at my website on this post, and there will be a picture and underneath a description will have the name of the pattern by the designer with a clickable link that I found where you can purchase it easily. And what I will do is I'm going to scoot over and I'm going to have the picture of the cross-stitch pattern that I'm discussing with you right here, so that way you can see it visually as I'm discussing it with you. I really just want to take a second and say thank you so much for all of your support on my previous 50 videos. Thank you for my new subscribers, for your comments, your likes, sharing this video, talking about me on your different channels on Instagram. It means the world to me, and I just want to say thank you so much, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it because, as always, I really do enjoy making these videos. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to scoot over so that way I have enough room when I'm editing to put the picture right here. So I hope that you guys are getting into the Christmas season, because I definitely am. I'm glad that I put up my tree early, and I have already started stitching Christmas, and I'm having just the best time. So again, if you see me looking down, it's because I'm just keeping track in an organized manner of how I'm discussing these patterns with you. So the first designer that I want to mention today is Annie B's Folk Art, and I really like Annie B's Folk Art. She has really cute patterns, and I knew from the start that I was going to talk about her Let's Go Sledding 12 sled ornament designs. This was absolutely going to be something that I shared because it's a bang for your buck type of pattern, and those different ornaments are just so great. You can have them in a farmhouse, you can have them in your rustic theme, you can have them in a traditional theme. I really enjoy all of these, and I enjoy the way that she finished them because I like the darker sleds that she finished her stitching on. And then I also wanted to include her Christmas in the Country. I really like these. I like how they're finished. I think that they're you can finish them smaller, you can make them bigger, and I think that this would appeal to a lot of people. So Annie B's Folk Art, really enjoy her patterns, and I love watching her Flosstube. Following her, we're going to go ahead and do an OG Country Cottage Needleworks. So Country Cottage Needleworks has some really great ornaments and a lot of great series, and it was something that I wanted to be mindful of when I created this video, was that I didn't have repeating patterns through all of my videos. I'm going to have some repeating patterns, like this one will probably show up in my gingerbread video. However, I wanted to include Gingerbread House 1 of her Gingerbread Village series because it's just really cute, and I did want to have some gingerbread ornaments. I wanted to have a separate video where I'll have hot chocolate, or like a hot cocoa, gingerbread, and peppermint type of a video. And so most of the patterns that I want to talk about will be in that video and not in here. So I was really selective so that I didn't have like too much doubling up. But like I said, I just feel like she's so well known for that series, so I wanted to include this ornament from Country Cottage Needleworks. And again, this is just one of, I believe, like maybe 9 different patterns of the Gingerbread Village that you could stitch all together, or you could stitch them separately to then be able to have like a themed tree, or as just to gift an ornament to a friend. And then another one that I wanted to share was one of my favorites is By the Chimney. This is from the Classic Collection by Country Cottage Needleworks, and I just really do enjoy this particular pattern. It says, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. I like that it's minimal, but I think that it's just something so nostalgic from our favorite stories and songs and everything. So I just really like this. And I like the pop of color in the center, how it's brown and then it just draws your eyes to the middle. From Country Cottage Needleworks, I wanted to include somebody new to me as well as possibly new to you. And this is Fairy Wool in the Wood. And this is somebody that I found on Etsy as well as on 123 Stitch. And I personally really like the nutcrackers. I know some people, they have huge themes of nutcrackers, and I don't really think that they're very well represented. I don't know what's going on there, but I think that I'd like to see more nutcrackers in the future. So this first one is Music Fairy, and I like it a lot because there's different ornaments that she has that you could stitch them all, and they're all thematic and they all make sense. So you could stitch them as pillows or you can stitch them as ornaments for your tree. So you have the nutcracker with that old-timey music typography on the bottom, and then you also have Bear by Fairy. And so again, they correlate together and it's just really sweet. And I like the little charm that she put on the top of it. And I think it's interesting how she has the bear going behind one tree and in front of the other one. I think that's interesting and something that you don't see too often from designers. And again, I really like the Old English typography. So there's a couple other ones that she has if you are interested in this set, Fairy Wool in the Wood. Now moving on, I'm going to be taking some sips. I don't normally drink a beverage when I'm recording, but I'm going to have to today. So sorry about that. I have some coffee, but it's more just to keep my throat. I have some allergies. So first, from Hands On Design, I have chalkboard ornaments. I think that a lot of us have seen these. These are very popular. Her and Priscilla did a lot of chalkboard designs together a couple of years ago. This is not with Priscilla, I'm just saying that. That chalkboard theme is just something that we recognize from both of them. And I think that I had to share some of her original chalkboard ornaments in the Christmas cross-stitch ornament video. So this is just one of a couple different sets that she has if you like the chalkboard ornaments. So this is definitely something that you can go check out more from her. And then one of my favorites from her are the following two. Is one, it's Cranberry Christmas. I really do enjoy these. I like the different shapes that she includes in her patterns. You have a circle, you have the rectangular, and then whatever you want to call that dome with the flat, I don't know what you want to call that, but that's cute. And so this is something that I could easily, if I wanted to put cross stitch, it would fit on my tree really well. And I think that it's just very classic and would fit into a lot of different people's homes. And I do like that classic Christmas. And so again, to marry that, I think an interesting way to marry that would be her 12 days sets that she has. So this is the one that I chose. I chose Pipers and Drummers. I really like this one a lot. Again, I like her play with shape. I like the red. I think it stands out. If you don't like the red fabric on the background, you don't have to keep that. You could easily transition that to something else and then change the colors if you need to. But I really do enjoy those. And I like how she plays with colors and shapes, like I said before. So to me, that's really interesting, but yeah, very classic, and I love that. So moving on, we are going to talk about Blackberry Lane today. Now, Blackberry Lane had some really interesting ornaments, and so that's why I chose this designer. First, we have Reindeer in Flight mittens. So she has a couple of different mitten sets, and she has a gingerbread mitten set that I will be talking about in one of my future videos. But I really did like the Reindeer in Flight mittens. So if you're someone that does like to challenge themselves with their finishing, this would be really fun. I think this will be a really cute thing that you could stitch as an ornament to go over, like in a hutch or something like that, to go over the knobs and those kinds of things. I like to hang those kinds of things all the time. Also, I think it would be fun to have that in your tree. But again, it's just really playful, and I like the colors. I think this is really original, and I love it. Moving on from Reindeer in Flight, I really found this to be visually very capturing, is the Jolly Old Saint Nick. I like the 3D effect of Jolly Old Saint Nick's hat. you know, it has to do with something with the type of floss that she used, but I really liked this particular Jolly Old Saint Nick. I like that it's very bold. I like that she did it on the blue fabric. But even if you didn't stitch it on blue fabric, I think that this particular design is, like I said, is very eye-catching and is visually very stunning. And I just really like the way that she captured Santa Claus in this ornament. So if you have a Santa Claus tree, or if you want something that's just maybe different than what I've seen a lot of Santa Clauses be designed, I think this would be really something interesting that would stand out. Like I said, it caught my eye big time. Now, to go from something different to something that we all kind of know dear to our hearts is I had to, of course, talk about Prairie Schooler. And with Prairie Schooler, like, there's so many ornaments to choose from, and there's so many that we've seen. And in my last video on 50 Christmas cross-stitch patterns, I shared the 2023 Santa, and every year there's a new Santa that we are so fortunate to be continuing to be provided by Prairie Schooler. So I chose a couple patterns that I thought are a little bit underrepresented because I thought that this might catch your eye. So these were all patterns that I was able to find in 123 Stitch. They are not the cardboard type of paper pamphlets. They are printed by, I believe, 123 Stitch on good quality paper, and they are good quality. So first I have a Christmas Visit, which is book 48. I really enjoyed these. I liked the way that, again, all the different shapes, so you have a variety of different ornaments that you can finish that will cause a lot of different, you know, every time you look at it as you have them finished on your tree, your eye will catch something new. Or if you have company over, you know, it just keeps a lot of interest. And I like the way that she told Santa Claus. I think that if you did this, I think that there are some Brenda Y patterns that are reminiscent of how these types of Santa patterns are in this Christmas Visit book. And I would love to see this one stitched more, and I think that a lot of people would like it. I'm just not sure if they've seen it. Another one that I really like is the Nutcrackers, book 59. This is something that, again, I don't see stitched very often. And you have just Santa Claus as, you know, stylized like nutcrackers and a couple other nutcrackers. You could also easily transition this, and this is something that I've thought about doing, I just haven't cracked off on it yet, is take these patterns and change them to be that pink and aqua and glitter, because it's very common to see nutcrackers in like the pink and aqua. So if that's something that you like for your Christmas decor, you know, take a chance and just change a couple of the colors, and that would easily fit into your pink and aqua and glitter Christmas if that's something that you're into. Finally, from Prairie Schooler is I chose Evergreen. One, this is something that I almost chose in my last video, but I chose to save and talk about in this video because, and it's book 202, is that it's a huge sampler. Like, you could have this finished all together, or this could be 9 separate smaller ornaments, and they all coordinate, and it has foxes, which is something that you don't normally see. You have the different animals. You have the polar bear, you have the reindeer, you have the owl, foxes, and you have Santa Claus, snowman, and you have peace. So you have a lot that is visually very stunning, and it's a good bang for your buck. So I would love to see these stitched as ornaments and separate. I think it'll be really great. Maybe that'll be something I do in the future, because I'm very drawn to this one, if you can't tell. Following Prairie Schooler, I chose a very popular design this year, and it is Christmas Day by Tralala. This one was in multiple carts that I saw, carts on Etsy, and it's very cute, and it has Santa in a very pretty way. I like it. To me, it's a little bit nostalgic of some of like the old Mill Hill that we would have seen design with the bird box and everything, and I like the country heart that they have in it, and it's just very sweet, and I think it is very fresh. I think that it is a very fresh design for this year, and I do really appreciate this one from Tralala. So following Tralala, of course, I'm going to share Emily Call, and she has Mr. and Mrs. Claus. These are very cute, very modern, and these are very popular. So Mr. and Mrs. Claus on that blue fabric is really adorable. These would be a quick stitch. These would be a great gift as well, I'm just saying, but it'll also be really cute additions to your cross-stitch tree if you have one of those. And again, to go with that, we have a more minimal design, which is Festive Little Friends. She had a Halloween set of Halloween ornaments that were designed this way, and if you enjoyed stitching those, then there's also Festive Little Friends, like I said, and so these are really pretty and they are eye-catching. I think that these would be really cute because they're like the set, the way that it is, would be really cute on their own little tree with these ornaments. and they're just very fresh. I really like this one. Okay, moving on, we're going to be talking about luminous fiber arts. And I really like luminous fiber arts designs, but I particularly liked this one because I particularly liked her birds. And so we have 3 different designs, Christmas bird trio, and they all coordinate together. And so they have the same finishing, the same border, but they're 3 different birds. One is, looks like it has mistletoe, one's wearing a scarf, and then one wears a Santa hat. So it's adorable. And moving on, this is one of my few repeats, and it is the stitch patterns, and it's the Christmas gift tags and the mini vintage Christmas, because I did think that these were really cute cross-stitch ornaments that you could do on perforated paper very easily to gift or anything like that. So I did want to mention them again, and that little deer I think would just be a really cute, fast cross-stitch ornament that you could complete before the year's over. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about some that I don't see very often, and that is Stacy Nash. Stacy Nash's Sleigh Bells, Pink Cape, and Ornament. I really like this one, and this one will pair well with, these will pair well with one that I share later on by Scarlet House. If this is the type of Christmas that you like to have, if this is the vibe in your house, like I feel like this would be really good. Like if I were to put a few cross-stitch ornaments, this would be a contender for me. So first we have, like I said, the sleigh bells, and I really enjoy this, and I like the pathway that she has in front of it. That's a different design than we see in a lot of these houses in ornaments. I think that's really original to her for this. And then I also really enjoyed Silent Night. One, because it is Silent Night and it has a religious tone, but also it's just the way that she has it cut off. It's like half a sampler, and I think that's really interesting. Again, excuse me for my drinking of coffee. Okay, so to take a more modern approach, we have Heart and Hand Needle Art. And Heart and Hand Needle Art is another designer where she has a lot that I could share. And there will be quite a few that I do share in my pink and aqua glitter Christmas video. But for today, I thought that the Christmas square dance would be really fitting. And I think that you get a lot of different types of patterns in this one set of 3. You have the angels, you have, the trees, and then you have the stockings. Personally, the stocking one is my favorite. I think it's really cute. And then after that, we have Christmas Cheer. So Christmas Cheer is super adorable. And this is one that might be a repeat for me, but I do like it. I like the penguins, and it has the snowman, ho, 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 jingle, and the Santa Claus. So again, this would be something that if you aren't really interested in the brighter colors, you could change the colors very easily, and these would be quick to stitch and to finish on your tree. Moving on from her, we have Cherry Hill Stitchery. So Cherry Hill Stitchery has some really great patterns, and I'm really interested in what she has coming out. But something that I haven't seen very much is her ornaments. So I really like these ornaments because I think that they're visually very stunning. They are seemingly monochromatic, and they are snowflakes and then the reindeer. So if you have a farmhouse decor, this would be beautiful. If you have rustic, if you have like the traditional Christmas, these would be gorgeous, and I think that these are timeless. And if you don't like the darker color, of course, you can always change it. But I think that this is very stunning, and I do like the black. If that is so, I mean, it looks black to me, but if that is black, I think that is really interesting because you don't see that very often. And so I found this to be very visually striking to me. The simplicity of it and the stark contrast, I love it. I love the snowflakes. I think that's really interesting. And it's not something that I see very often. Moving on to Heartstring Samplery. So Heartstring Samplery has these cute, really cute, like festive fobs, and I like her different kits like this where she has her patterns and they have all of these different little pillows that you can do. So I definitely wanted to talk about Festive Little Fobs 10 Christmas edition. You have the poinsettia, you have the Christmas tree, you have joy, you have the religious designs, and this is something that is different than what is commonly seen out there. So if you like the sampler motifs, or if you like I said, this would go well with Stacy Nash and Scarlet House. If that's how you have your house set up for Christmas, then I highly suggest this. And then I also really wanted to share Joyful, because these were like in contrast to Cherry Hill Stitchery with the stark contrast with the black work, because that's what it seems like to me. You have these red work ornaments that are visually very striking. And so you have snowflakes in her very interesting way. And then you have Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee. So you have this mini sampler in addition to these 3 ornaments, and I don't see this very often. I don't know when this came out. I don't know how old this is, but I think that this would be absolutely stunning. Like, again, that would be really stunning to have as a contrast between the gold and the green, would be to have just the red work. So absolutely love those. And then we're going to talk about homespun elegance. So homespun elegance is one of the first ones that I added to my cross stitch ornaments list, because she has some really great stitchy related ornaments, which I love. I love it because I think that this would be so fun for you to stitch these up and gift to your friend. I think it would be a really fun to stitch up for your own tree. What if you had a Christmas tree in your craft room? Like, it doesn't have to be big, it can be small, and you can just have your own like couple ornaments on there, whatever. So first we're going to talk about Santa Loves Stitchers. This is so cute with him and his shoulders, and it has the tomato, and it has the thread, and it has like him holding those old scissors. So cute. So yeah, so anyways, and it says Santa Loves Stitchers in there, and it has the needle with the thread coming out. I mean, it's so whimsical, it's so cute, it's so funny, but it's still like it's one of those kinds of designs where you wouldn't see that it has so much humor in it unless you were like really looking at it, you know, because I don't think like you would necessarily think that that would be the theme of it. Like, it would probably be something serious, and it's something funny. So I would like that. And then following that, we have the flag waving Santa. And again, you know, I love a good patriotic Christmas, and so I really enjoyed this one and appreciated it. Loved the finishing on it, very classic. And the way that she did Santa Claus is in another one of those Santas that you don't see very often. I think it's original, and I really enjoy it. And then lastly, I shared Santa, Please Bring Me. And then it has a list, you know, linen, floss, and time to stitch. Oh my gosh, and I just saw the cat. I love this one. So yeah, if you don't have this one, you need to go buy it. If you're a stitcher, like, this is all of our list, right? And for me particularly, and to have my cats nearby, like, that would just be great. So great. Oh, list, please Santa bring me linen, floss, and time to stitch. Oh my goodness. And that's an older one. Like, it says 08 on there, but absolutely still relevant. I would like to see this one come back to life. And I like the addition of the little scissors on there, which of course you don't have to have. You don't have to add that if you don't want to. But it's very cute. So again, love the stitchy related cross stitch ornaments by Homespun Elegance. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about Plum Street samplers, and I am only going to be talking about 2. The first one that I wanted to talk about is her Plum Street Samplers Noah's Christmas Arc. So she has a bunch of different sets of these, and there are, you know, you could stitch them all together or you could stitch them as ornaments. And so I just chose to share the first one because it was easy to just pick the first one versus my favorite, because I like them all. And so if this is something, if you like Noah's Ark, if you like having religious themed Christmas decorations, definitely check out Plum Street Samplers Noah's Christmas. And then another one that I really liked is just a really fun and whimsy is Merry Friends, where it's Santa and it looks like he's ice skating in the middle of this pond in a tree farm, and it's circular, and it's just one of those classic finishes by Plum Street that would look great in anyone's home. And then I decided to choose some patterns from Lizzie Kate. I chose 2 because Lizzie Kate does have so many cross stitch ornaments that how could I not share? So what I decided to do is I chose to share her stockings pattern. Flora makes samples 2014 stockings because it does have a religious theme to it. It has Silent Night and the red bird, and I think that this would go well with a lot of our other cross stitch patterns that we probably commonly have. And I don't think that we normally see people stitch her stockings. And so that would be really interesting to see more people finish her stockings. And especially if you do like Blackbird Designs' Merry Stockings, I think that this would be a great addition to your collection. Also, these don't look very big, so this would be something absolutely manageable. And I think I just really do like the motifs that she shares in these 3 stockings. And following that, I chose something a little bit more fun, if you will, and it is Tiny Tidings X. My brain's not working. What is it? Tiny Tidings 14? 19? 19? Yeah, because it would be XIV if it was 14. 19. Anywho, so you have Santa Knows, the snowman, Celebrate with the Reindeer, Rudolph, Jingle Jingle with the Hot Cocoa, and then you have the elf. So super cute. Really fun. Really, that'd be fun to gift. And just a playful Christmas. And I really like that. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about Primrose Cottage stitches. So this is another one where I am repeating my patterns from my last video, and that's only because I really did want to include this one because this is a stitch along that's happening right now if you're watching this video, November of 2023, and they are religious Christmas ornaments, which there are quite a few, but there aren't at the same time. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that would like to see more religious themed Christmas ornaments, right? Tis the reason for the season, right? And yeah, so I just really wanted to share this one again. And so it's a set of 3, and they look like they'd be really fast and fun to stitch. So moving on from Primrose Cottage stitches, I wanted to share Finally a Farm Girl because I haven't shared her before, and I really enjoy Finally a Farm Girl. So I chose 2 from her Etsy shop, and I really liked Mrs. Claus & Co. And this is Mrs. Claus, and she's got, you know, her gingerbread, her apron, all of her friends, and it's really adorable. And I think it does pair well with Santa's helpers. And you don't see many of these Santa patterns with his big green Santa's gift bag, and so that's really adorable. And they do coincide with the small mice, and he's holding a little peppermint. And I do think that this is an original portrait of Santa. I think that this is very interesting, and I think it would be really fun, honestly, to stitch that Santa because it like his beard is such a focal point of the entire ornament. I think it would be really fun to stitch that in whisper thread, so it would be really fuzzy. Following Finally a Farm Girl, I wanted to share Lori Holt's vintage Christmas sampler. Now, of course, this is a sampler, right? This isn't an ornament. However, I do think that this is one that you could easily break down into 12 different ornaments. And these would be small. You could easily gift them to a friend, and you could easily just have this whole set as separate ornaments and put them on a tree, like a mini tree. And I think that the colors are vibrant and they're pretty. And I think that there's so many people that really do enjoy Lori Holt's patterns that I don't see why you couldn't just stitch this as little ornaments. Because sometimes when you have a big tree too, or you have like those bigger ornaments, I think that it would be fun to have the littler ones just kind of take up the space like the little mini bulbs, right? So I think that'd be really cute. Following Lori Holt, I decided to go with Stitching with the Housewives because how can you not, right? Like that is something that is so major going on right now. Every year are their ornaments. So I chose to pick 3 different shapes. That's how I went about it. So first I chose Silent Night Roundabouts by Stitching with the Housewives. This was extremely popular in their shop. And Silent Night, the bigger pattern, is very popular for them. And so again, I think that this was a good one to choose. I like the darker fabric. I think it'd be really pretty. I don't know if that's black. It probably is black Ada, but I think that'd be really pretty to be stitched on navy. And then you have the other blues and things that go with it. And so that's really cute. And I like it a lot. I like this design a lot for Silent Night. Because a lot of times it's very traditional. And so I do like seeing a more modern Silent Night. And I do think that this would pair well with Primrose Cottage stitches. Like if you decided to not go with the red and gold from Primrose Cottage stitches, like you can make your own color story. And I think it'd be really pretty. And I think they would go well. Following Silent Night, we're gonna go with Santa and His Reindeer Sassy Strippers series. This was so funny. Like I think it's so funny that they chose that name. It's so funny to me. Anyway, so Santa and His Reindeer. I like these because again, I like the play in the shape. So if you are looking to just add different dimension to your tree, I would go with, think just a little bit outside of the box with the bigger ornaments and then play with like the rectangle from Stitching with the Housewives, which I think was so smart for them to do, was to come up with a different shape than what we regularly see. And this is going to add interest to your tree. So do the small ones, do the big ones, because that's how I decorate my house too. Like I have like the circle, I have the bigger frame, and then I have like a regular I think 10 by 13 up there. Like I like to play a lot with shapes and sizes, and the way that I on the other wall I have ovals, and I like to play with shapes. So for me this was very satisfying, and so I think it would be really satisfying on your tree. And then I do think that it would pair really well with one that was very popular but I haven't seen so much recently, and it's Holiday Hen. And if I didn't mention, the Sassy Strippers is a series. So there's other ones, like there's multiple that you can stitch from that series. I just chose Santa because that was my favorite. So that's the one I chose. And they're all very popular, and they're all very new to this year. So go check them out. Like I said, I have everything linked at briannalentz.com, or, you know, Stitching with the Housewives on Etsy. And then I chose Holiday Hen, and it's her hen, and she's wearing a scarf, and it's, you know, Joy. It's cute. It's cute. What else can I say? It's cute, and it's a chicken. So that's why I chose that one. Then we have a few more. But I definitely, like I said, wanted to talk about Scarlet House. So Scarlet House is my gift to thee, is one that I think would be a great companion to some of the other ones that I mentioned. Stacey Nash, I think, is someone that I mentioned previously. And my gift to thee is, again, this is so different than most of the ornaments or small pillows that I see for Christmas. You have these Christmas trees. They're obviously in the background, right? And then you have this big yellow house with a wreath on it, different. Then you have this beautiful motif in the front, which is red and black. And then you have this gorgeous lady walking so elegantly, holding this little bitty tree in a red dress and a black cape. That is, I love that. I'm very drawn to this one, actually. I think it's just so interesting and so different than a lot of the ones that we see. And her character being like that old Victorian dress and the red dress and the black cape, like I would like to see more of that, because it's like the Ebenezer and the Scrooge type, you know, like what they're wearing. And anyway, I'm gonna go off on a tangent, so I'm gonna stop there. So, but I really like this one. And then following in similar colors but with an addition of blue is Be Merry and Bright. And again, I like this one. This is different than any of the other ornaments that I've shared. So you have the old vintage ornaments, and it's beautiful, and again would be really probably something that you might not have in your collection. So I really do like this. I think I was surprised when I went. I was like, well, I wonder what Scarlet House has for ornaments. And I was like, oh, these are awesome. So love Scarlet House. And transitioning from Scarlet House, we're going to talk about Erica Michaels. So Erica Michaels, like I said before, she has a ton of strawberries that are absolutely gorgeous. And you can see them in here. We even have it as part of her ornaments. So she has mistletoe kisses. So you have candy cane wishes and mistletoe kisses, which this is absolutely adorable. It's modern but yet classic, and I think that this would pair really well with some of the Primrose Cottage stitches stuff that's out there, like not just but you know, her patterns, because you have the gingerbread wishes and you have the Christmas tree and stitches patterns that I mentioned in my last video. So if that is something that you like, I think that you would definitely enjoy mistletoe kisses. And you have the strawberries, so they look smaller, so that'd be really cute and an interesting thing. You don't have to make a ton of them, but they would be interesting on your tree. And a lot of contrast, and again, variation of shape. And then there were other ones that I could have chosen that were similar to this, but I really liked O Tenenbaum. I love that song. It's one of my favorite Christmas things, and I'm just really drawn to it. So we have the all green and variegated floss O Tenenbaum with the music notes, which you don't see very often in cross-stitch ornaments, is the actual music notes charted onto the cross-stitch chart. And then you have, in contrast, a beautiful strawberry. But honestly, it's the O Tenenbaum that really drew my eye, and the variegation of floss and everything. I just thought it was really visually beautiful. And so, you know, that is something else that you could do for a tree, is that you could do like the black work from Cherry Hill Stitchery Ornaments. You could do the red work from Heartstring Samplery, and then you could do some of these other, like an all green, like this O Tenenbaum. Or there's other ones that you could just decide, instead of doing all of the colors that they have charted, you could just do them in all one color if you like a more simplistic tree, you know, or just, you know, if you have multiple trees and you just want to do a more classic, simple one. Just saying. Just throwing ideas out there. Just throwing them out there, seeing if they stick. Okay, and then we are almost done. I wanted to mention Brenda Gervais. So Brenda Gervais, I shared Jingle All the Way. So this is that pattern that I was talking about that would correlate well with the Prairie Schooler chart that I was talking about, where it has Santa and then it has these beautiful florals all around him, except these florals are very Brenda Gervais, and he's carrying a candy cane, and is finished not as an ornament, but absolutely could be a very beautiful oval ornament. And then we have O Tenenbaum, which I wanted to include this one because you could finish all of these as an ornament. Like you can finish it how she has it, or you can finish them as ornaments. So I wanted to include this one because that's something that I mentioned in my previous video. And lastly, I decided to end with my 25th designer being Little House Needleworks, because honestly, I could have just done an entire video with just talking about Little House Needleworks cross-stitch Christmas ornaments, right? And so this was hard to choose, but I decided to pick one from two of her themes, and then two that I think are just standalone ornaments. So first I chose Douglas Fir by Jack Frost Tree Farm. Because Jack Frost Tree Farm is an entire set that you can stitch all together, or you can stitch them all individually. And so I chose this one because I like the, I think a lot of us are called to that old, I'm blanking on what type of a car that is. I know it's actually something that I have a lot in my Christmas stash, is that type of car with a tree on it, Douglas Fir and everything. Anyway, so I really like this one, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that there are a lot of people that do decorate with that theme. And then I wanted, of course, to talk about the Farmhouse Christmas. This is another one where she has a series that you can stitch them all together, which is absolutely gorgeous. Or you can stitch each of the different charts individually and make it a ornament. And so I chose Little Red Barn Farmhouse because that was the first one. I like them all equally. I've stitched a few of them, but like I said, Little Red Barn was the first one in the series, and so that made my choice easy. Following that one, okay, if you hear something in the background, it's my kids. They're playing old video games. I asked them to be quiet, but it is 36 minutes in, so they're running out of patience, and so they're starting to be loud because they're having fun. I'm not going to go tell them to be quiet. We're almost done. So I wanted to share Oh Christmas Tree because, again, I love that song, and I think this is beautiful, and this would pair well with the Scarlet house where she has the lady in red. Not like that. Not the Game of Thrones lady in red. We're talking about Christmas here. But it's really pretty. And like, seriously, I haven't shared any ornaments that look like this one with those clouds or snowflakes in the background, and they're hanging the garland on the tree. That's original. I didn't share any ornaments that look like that. So absolutely beautiful. And then finally, I liked this one a lot. It was just the classic Christmas. This would pair really well with Prairie Schooler. And it's the Merry Christmas pillow. You could finish this as a pillow if you want to, or you could easily just finish this as the ornament that it is. And it's really cute. And again, she has these cutouts in the snow that is so country Christmas. And this just really pulled on my heartstrings. I liked this one, and I was like, I'm finishing my video with that one because I like the bright colors. And like I said, I really like the cutouts in the snow. It's like little snow angels, but they're hearts. So that is it. So that is 50 Christmas cross-stitch ornament patterns by 25 designers in about 40 minutes. And I tried to include a lot of different people today. And again, I didn't want to be redundant in what I show you. So there's a ton of peppermint and gingerbread and hot cocoa themed patterns and cross-stitch ornaments that are all going to be in another video coming to you very soon. And then the pink and glitter, I tried to save most of those for their own video as well. So if you're like, where was this pattern? What about that one? That one's so classic. It's because it's coming, hopefully, most likely. So I really hope that you enjoyed the selection of my cross-stitch ornaments. There are so many out there that I probably could do a second one. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know down below. And if you want to see something else from me, Christmas related, that I haven't talked about, let me know down below because I'm happy to do it. Again, I want to say thank you for all of your positive feedback on these videos because they're, again, just such a joy to make. And I hope that you guys are looking forward to Christmas coming. It's going to be here really soon. And so I hope you're having a great time stitching Christmas, or if you're still stitching fall, that you're getting geared up for Christmas. And if you're interested in what I'm stitching for Christmas this year, go ahead and check out my most recent Flosstube. It's going to be Flosstube number 28. I'll have it linked down below, but I share a lot of the charts that I've bought recently and what my stitchy plans are for the next couple of weeks and what I hope to accomplish to have out for Christmas this year. So I just want to say thank you to the designers out there. I appreciate all of your beautiful artwork and the time that you put into providing these charts for us to enjoy. I really do enjoy them. And thank you for allowing me to share all of these wonderful charts with all of you out there. So I can't wait to see you guys soon in my next video. I hope that you guys are having a great time with your stitching, and I'll see you guys soon in my next project and in my next video. Happy stitching!